The new A8, has the greatest capability for autonomous driving of any production car in the world. That, at least, is according to Audi, and even then will only apply once the full complement of 40-plus driver assistance systems get rolled out, after deliveries have commenced early next year. Audi's A8 takes up the strain. Audi seems proudest of software it calls Traffic Jam Pilot, which allows the driver to relinquish control of this 5.2-meter-long, ton saloon at speeds of up to 37 miles per hour, as long as there is a physical barrier separating both directions of traffic. Other autonomous functions will be able to park the car at the touch of a button, even if that involves pulling into a garage, and should greatly reduce the risk of collision, more on which in a moment. The new A8 arrives in UK with either a turbocharged diesel or petrol V6, making 282 bhp or 335 bhp respectively. A twin-turbo 4.0-liter V8 version will come in 2018, availability in the UK to be confirmed, along with the 443 bhp plug-in hybrid and 577 bhp W12 to top the range. Fine-tuning the luxury Audi A8. Audi claims the A8 ushers in a new era of design for the entire brand, although you could quite easily contest that. The neat aesthetic follows on from the latest A4 and A5 models, with an understated silhouette that uses sharp creases and innovative lighting. The A8 gets optional laser headlights and OLED rear lights that offer remarkable fluidity, to inject some vitality. However, it is not a particularly arresting machine and suffers the indignity of Ingolstadt's current fascination with fake exhaust tips. The body, meanwhile, is 37 mm longer and 13 mm taller, but around half a centimeter narrower than before. It's allowed Audi to enlarge the door openings and stretch rear legroom a touch. Step inside and your first impression is of car built to outlast civilization itself. What the new A8's interior lacks in the charismatic elegance, some might call it chintz, of the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, it makes up for in the quality of its materials and assembly. There is no play in the switchgear, no delay in the response of the two superbly crisp central touchscreens, and, once you've spotted the billet aluminium armrest hinges, no question that it's all been over-engineered. As for standard equipment, the short wheelbase A8s get 18-in alloy wheels, adaptive air suspension, LED head and rear lights, high beam assist, a powered boot lid, heat-insulating side and rear windows, and a wealth of driver assistance aids including adaptive cruise control, lane departure warning, an advanced self-parking system, Audi's autonomous braking systems, fitted as standard. Inside there is a Vulcan leather upholstery, wood and aluminium dash inlays, ambient LED lighting, dual-zone climate control, electrically adjustable and heated front seats, and Audi's MMI infotainment system complete with a 10.1 in top display, a 8.6 in lower display, Audi's 12.3 in virtual cockpit, wireless charging, a DVD player, sat-nav, DAB radio, and USB and Bluetooth connectivity, propelling the A8 into the wilderness. Unlike the petrol V6, whose silky character negates the need, it uses active engine mounts that counteract the diesel thrum. It's not a coarse engine, just a little too present compared with the petrol, which spins effortlessly and also lands the gargantuan A8 pleasingly brisk, rather than merely adequate, pace. But what about the all-important ride? This new A8 sits on adaptive dampers ensconced in air springs and controlled by Audi's familiar drive select function, with modes from efficiency to dynamic, each actuating a different ride height. It breathes with the road impressively well, although the impact of running over bridge expansion joints and the like is still felt a little more keenly than we'd expect. Wind noise is also surprisingly loud at higher speeds. Predictably, however, this is a machine that puts up with being hustled rather than enjoying the experience. Carry too much pace and the onset of understeer can be sudden. The chunky sidewalls of our test car's 18-in 255/60 front tires tripping over themselves in the face of 2 wayward tons of high-tensile steel, aluminium, magnesium, carbon fiber and, of course, leather. We'd expect upcoming quicker variants, such as the S8, to remedy this shortcoming, letting the A8 stack take over. At 69,100 pounds, the BAS A850Ti slots neatly into the gap between the 67,940 pounds BMW 730D xDrive and Mercedes 72,205 pounds S350D AMG line. Performance between the three is roughly matched, but the Audi's combined economy of 50.4 miles per gallon lags behind its compatriot's bile fraction. This is unlikely to concern most buyers, who will care more about the car's ability to isolate its occupants from the outside world and glide across the ground as if by magic. For the most part, this new A8 manages both with aplomb. However, getting to the bottom of this car's technological capabilities, on which so much of its appeal ultimately rests, will require the time and familiarization that only a test on home soil can offer. We hope to undertake such an appraisal by the end of the year, but first impressions suggest Audi has delivered a car that's intuitive to use and undemanding to drive, despite its enormous complexity and size.